Ever wondered what happens to the nuclear waste we generate? It's easy to imagine it as a glowing, toxic sludge, stashed away in some remote location, hazardous and deadly. A menace that threatens the very fabric of our environment. More so when we realize that every year, we produce enough nuclear waste to fill a skyscraper. A towering testament to our energy consumption. But here's the kicker, folks. There's a narrative that's been spun around nuclear waste, one that's been accepted without question. We've painted it as the villain in our environmental story, the bad guy that we need to get rid of. But what if there's more to this story? What if this perceived monster is not the villain we've made it out to be? What if, instead of a problem, nuclear waste is a solution waiting to be used? What if I told you we've got it all wrong about nuclear waste? Now, let's break down this complex topic into something easy to understand. Imagine your stove at home. You put a pot of water on it, crank up the heat, and soon enough, you've got boiling water. In nuclear power plants, this same principle is used, but on a grander scale. Instead of a stove, they use nuclear fuel, which, through a process called nuclear fission, generates heat to produce steam that drives turbines, thereby creating electricity. But, just like cooking leaves scraps and crumbs, nuclear fission produces waste, which we conveniently call nuclear waste. Now, nuclear waste isn't a one-size-fits-all term. It comes in 3 flavors: low-level, intermediate-level, and high-level waste. Picture it like this. Low-level waste is like the wrapper of your favorite candy bar. It's mostly stuff like protective clothing and equipment that have been exposed to radiation. Intermediate-level waste, on the other hand, is like the leftover bones from a steak dinner. It's a bit more serious, including things like used reactor components. Finally, high-level waste is the big one. This is like the gristle on your steak, the part you can't eat. It's the spent nuclear fuel, and it's highly radioactive. So we've got these 3 types of nuclear waste, but here's the kicker: we don't have to fear them. Now hold on to your hats, folks, because here comes the truth about nuclear waste. Nuclear waste, particularly the high-level kind, isn't the menacing monster we've made it out to be. In fact, with the right technology, it can be reprocessed and reused. Yes, you heard it right. This supposedly dangerous junk can be transformed into a valuable resource. Let's dive a little deeper into this. Picture breeder reactors. These aren't your average nuclear reactors. They're the game changers that could potentially turn the tables on our energy crisis. Breeder reactors have the remarkable ability to create more fissile material or fuel than they consume. This means they can take our nuclear waste, which is still brimming with energy potential, and convert it into usable fuel. Imagine the possibilities. The waste that we've been fretting over, the waste that's been the cause of so much controversy, could actually be a solution to our growing energy needs. This could fundamentally change how we deal with nuclear waste disposal. Instead of viewing it as an inconvenient byproduct to be buried and forgotten, we could start seeing it as a sustainable energy source. So the big lie about nuclear waste is that it's all just useless, dangerous junk. But in reality, it could be our ticket to a sustainable future. So, what does this all mean for us and our planet? As we've traversed through this enlightening journey, we've debunked the big lie about nuclear waste. We've dived into the science behind it and shed light on its true nature. It's not just a hazardous byproduct to be feared, but a potential energy source, a beacon of hope for our energy-starved world. Imagine this, a world powered by what we once considered waste. It's a paradigm shift, one that could redefine our approach to environmental sustainability. It's an exciting prospect, isn't it? But it also calls for responsibility and discernment. We must question, we must research, and we must strive to understand the true potential and challenges of nuclear waste. So let's not stop here. Let's continue this journey of discovery and understanding, because as we've learned today, what we once feared could actually power our future. Remember, knowledge is power, and in this case, it could be nuclear power.